Howdy. So, working on a project for my web design certificate completion here in Texas, and just wanted to show a couple of things that I've had to learn and work on. And one of those things is making a non-responsive WordPress site a tad bit more responsive by adding some CSS code in there into the WordPress site. So this is the template theme that we decided to work with, and as you can see, when you bring the site in, it doesn't change, the columns don't change, the boxes, the divs, nothing changes in order to fit the different sizes. And this would be kind of like a portrait, well actually this would be maybe like a landscape tablet size. Around here this is more like a portrait tablet size, and this is more like a mobile size. And as you can see, there's no changing for that, so that the information can be seen at those sizes. So I had to kind of learn through looking at tutorials and reading information how to make the site that we're working on more responsive. And this is the site that we're working on, and as you can see, these are some of the elements and that we had that you saw in the on the template, from this menu up here to this slider, this banner, things of that nature. And the first thing I wanted to show you is how to implement CSS code. As you can see, this menu here is down here in kind of an awkward place. Where I want to place it is up here, but the reason why it's pushed down here is because this logo is taking up all this space here in the header, and it needs to be resized in order for this menu to be placed back up here. And in order to do that, I need to manipulate my CSS. And this is the plugin I use, but I want to show you how to upload the plugin. So the plugin is called Simple Custom Css, and you can find it by simply searching for CSS and install plugins. And all this information is for those who kind of already know how to move around in WordPress, kind of who know how to use HTML and CSS and things of that nature. And this is the plugin that I used, called Simple Custom CSS. You can see it's already installed. And after it is installed, you'll find it under Appearance and Custom CSS. Alrighty. So, as you can see, I've already done quite a bit of manipulation to this WordPress site. But what I wanted to show you is what you can do with CSS in a WordPress template. As you can see, this is the area for my logo and the changes that I've made. And the way I know that is within Google Chrome. If you right click and go down to inspect element, you get this box down here, and under this information, you can see the different divs, the different hrefs, things of that nature, so that you can manipulate those things in your CSS. Now, these are some of the things that I've learned from my instructors here at University of Texas in Arlington, excuse me, and it's something that I think is very, very helpful. And I want to change this logo right here. And as you can see, this logo is under img.png. img.png. And that is exactly what I put into my CSS code. As you can see, I recently commented it out so that you can see what the changes look like once they are implemented. So the changes that I made were, I changed the position to relative. I moved it up on the top by -30 pixels, changed the height, the width, the padding left, and the padding top. Now, in order to see these changes take place, I remove the comment out, update the custom CSS, and then reload the site. Now you can see that those changes have allowed this menu to be placed back up there. There's now enough space here, and all the positions and resizing has allowed this menu to return to where it should be alongside the logo. Alrighty, now to how to make a non-responsive site more responsive. You would need to place codes such as at media screen and min width and max width. You could either just have a max width like so, or you can have a specific calling for between a min width and a max width, and this would be under this information between in a portrait tablet 768 pixels and above. And these are the changes that I've made for that. So once it gets to 979, which is my max width, and between 979 to 768, these are the changes that it will make to my WordPress site. So let's go to this page here, and on this page let's comment out some of these changes so that I can show you some of the difficulties that not having a responsive WordPress site will give you. So I commented those changes out, and without those changes, when I bring this in, as you can see, this text just disappears. Now I don't want that. I want the user to be able to see the text on the different devices that they may have. So again, I looked at all these elements through Google Chrome, inspect element, and I found out what I needed to manipulate in order to make it a more responsive site. Let's see here. I believe content full width, content dot full width was one of them that I used to make changes. And I just went bit by bit. It is tedious, but definitely worth it in order to make it a more responsive site. Now, let's see those changes in action. I'll reload. And this little pop-up that you see is JavaScript that I added in, a requirement for this class. So now let's look at how the site reacts once the size is changed. So we'll bring it in, and once it gets to within the I think it's 979 range, it changes. The box changes. It allows the site to be viewed in a different manner. My search bar is moved. These are moved in, as you if you would have known or saw earlier, these social icons were way off the page, and they have now been moved in. And this would be a tablet size. Now let's go to a mobile size, and this mobile size also changed and allowed this information, all of it, to be seen here in this area. Again, there's a plethora of things that you can do, but I just wanted to quickly show you how to make a non-responsive site into a more responsive site. And again, you'll use these codes here at media screen, and you can either use just a max width, so that once it gets to that max width it makes those changes, or you can give it a set between a min and a max width. And then I also have, after it hits this min width between this degree, I have another change for my phone that's at 767. As you can see, that is right underneath my 768, which has allowed my phone size and the changes that I've made within there. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And yeah, talk to you later. All right.